Ivet 9 is a cream ale from Knowlton Brewing Company in the Eastern Townships. Cream ale is an American invention. In the mid to late 1800s, European immigrants were arriving in droves to the New World, and this brought Pilsner with them, light, sparkling, and a little bitter. Already installed ale producers were confronted with a rising tide that was more appealing than what they were making. And you couldn't copy it unless you had refrigeration, and many didn't. So they adapted by adding corn and rice, which were staple grains or adjuncts to grain in the US, and they were helped make these ales look and taste more like lagers. I often forget that cream ales are not creamy. Cream just sounds good, and it works. I remember visiting my fraternity brother at the University of Cincinnati in 1986 and ordering 6 Little Kings just for me. I had never seen such teeny little beers before. At 7 ounces each, that was your opening allotment, a 6-pack. And the most well-known of the cream ales, really just due to advertising, is Jenny Cream. But what I find most interesting about cream ale is that it is a genuine U.S. indigenous beer because it was made from native grains and hops. As I pour this beer, I'm going to read you a quote from Jeff Ohler's Beer Bible, which I have on hand. Good beer fans sneeringly dismiss this so-called adjunct beer as an affront to the art of brewing. The term is meant to connote not just a type of beer, but a moral failing. They think of adjuncts like corn and rice as fillers, used only to stretch a buck and dilute a beer. The use of adjuncts necessarily makes beer worse, less beery. I have finally learned over the years that this is total bullshit. That things like corn and rice make awesome beers. I did some this summer, and I made a Mexican beer with corn, and I made a Japanese beer with rice. And Fred, they were great. And there's no harm in making beers with these other ingredients just because the Germans don't. So drink this beer with an open mind, knowing that there's corn and rice. Thank you, Knowlton, for being so traditional. And I bet you it's going to be pretty good. Let's check it out. Yeah, refreshing, light. I would have liked a few more hops, but I knew that was coming with only 10 IBU, but there's nothing wrong with that. This is a great starter beer for someone who's not really into hops. You know what? It's practically a lager, but guess what? It's an ale. Amazing, isn't it?